Hey guys, my name is Devin. My YouTube channel is DRZeros. Today I'm going to be showing you some proofs for commonly used trigonometric identities. Now I have 3 of them here for you today. So the first one that we are going to do, we're going to start with the cosine of 2 theta. And then we're just going to factor this down. So we know that this would be the cosine of theta plus theta, because that would be 2 theta. And we know from another identity that the cosine that equals the cosine of theta minus the sine of theta, so now we have the cosine squared of theta, because they're being multiplied. Cosine squared of theta minus the sine squared of theta. So now we're going to use another identity here. So I've shown this in an earlier video, but we know that the cosine squared of theta plus the sine of squared of theta equals 1. So what that means is that the sine squared of theta can be equal to 1 minus the cosine squared of theta, and the cosine squared of theta can be equal to 1 minus the sine squared of theta, like that. So we're going to replace the sine squared of theta. So now it's going to be cosine squared of theta minus, parentheses, 1 minus the cosine squared of theta. We're going to, now we're going to change the signs a little bit. So we're going to have cosine squared of theta minus 1 plus the cosine squared of theta. I'm going to get rid of the parentheses and change the sign. So now we can have 2 of them. So now we're going to have 2 cosine squared of theta minus 1. So cosine of 2 theta is equal to 2 times the cosine squared of theta minus 1. So now we're going to add 1 to both sides. So it's going to be the cosine of 2 theta plus 1 equals 2 times the cosine squared of theta. Divide both sides by 2, so it's going to be the cosine squared of theta. We're also going to swap the sides here. So it's going to be the cosine squared of theta equals 1 plus cosine 2 of theta over 2. I don't know how to say that. 1 plus the cosine of 2 theta over 2. Is that how you say it? So then by the same logic, we know that the sine squared of theta is equal to 1 minus the cosine of 2 theta over 2. I'm just not going to write it out here. So there you go. We've now proven these 2. Now we're going to move on to the next one. So I guess that's kind of 2 proofs in one. Well, most of these are kind of 2 proofs in one, so I guess I'm not really counting that. The second one that we're going to be proving today is that 1/2 bracket cosine, parentheses, theta 1 plus theta 2 plus the cosine of theta 1 minus theta 2, close parentheses, close bracket, is equal to the cosine of theta 1 cosine of theta 2. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to expand this. So this is a mouthful, but I'm going to try my best to say it. 1/2 bracket cosine of theta 1 plus the cosine of theta 2 minus the sine of theta 1 sine theta 2 plus cosine theta 1 plus cosine of theta 2. Actually, I don't think there's another plus. There's no plus, never mind. This plus right here, never mind. Plus sine of theta 1, sine of theta 2. And I know that's a lot. So now, we can do a bunch of canceling and a bunch of shrinking. And we can shrink it all the way down to 1/2 to cosine of theta 1, cosine of theta 2. Which, because of the 1/2, makes it cosine of theta 1, cosine of theta 2. And that's that one. Okay. On to the last proof for today. This was a bit of a weird one, but basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to be showing what, okay, so this kind of makes sense. Yeah, so basically in the form of sine A plus B, so like sine of theta plus theta or something, I'm basically going to show how the form would work. So we're going to do this 2 ways. So we're going to be kind of doing it side by side. So it's going to be expanded the sine of A, cosine of B, plus cosine of A, sine of B. So now, sine of A plus B, plus, so now if we reverse it, I'm just gonna say this, if we reverse it and did S minus B, it'd be the sine of A, cosine of B, minus the cosine of A, sine of B. So now if we replace these variables with theta, we get 2 by 2 linear system. We have theta 1 equals A plus B. We have theta 2 equals A plus B. We have theta 1 equals A plus B. They're going to be the same thing. And theta 2 equals A plus B. Like that. So now, this implies that this one equals theta 1 plus theta 2 equals 2A. And this one implies that theta 1 minus theta 2 equals 2B. So that implies that theta 1 plus theta 2 over 2 is A, like that. And the other way around, but just with minus. So this one implies that theta 1 minus theta 2 over 2 equals B. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Smash like and subscribe. Bye, guys.